Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's JordsVers. In today's video, we're going to be watching a compilation of terrifying camping encounters. Now, I did a video on this a few weeks back, and that's actually become my most viewed video. And at the time of recording, it's currently sitting at 51 views, which is absolutely insane. I didn't think I would even get 7 views, let alone 51. So thank you so much for watching the video. If you haven't seen it, I will link it in the description below. So please go and check that out. Definitely worth a watch. Yes, so like I say, it's my most viewed video, so I thought it'd be worth making another one. So without further ado, let's get on with the video.
It literally walked as it walked. It literally sounded as if...
Stacy.
What the was that?
What the fuck was that? It sounded like a zombie, like bleh! Like what the fuck was that? And the fact that it said Stacy straight after it, that is creepy as shit. Let's replay that back.
It literally walked as it walked. It literally sounded as if...
Stacy.
Look, it says Stacy, and then straight after it goes, "Bah." Is that the right sound? Bah. Something like that. It made some sort of sick sound, and then then the voice box, what they call spirit box. That's it. The spirit box then says Stacy. That is creepy as shit. I would like to know. Maybe it goes into it, but I would like to know where he currently is, because it'd be interesting if he's gone somewhere where there's, you know, like there's been sacrifices, something like that, you know. I'm a bit concerned though with this one, because he's got a Ouija board. Like, don't never use Ouija board ever. Spirit box, fair enough, you know, it's easy to say goodbye and stuff, but never use a Ouija board. Are you mad? Like, what the fuck? And in a tent, you're not really protected. Like, come on. Let's watch the rest of it.
What the was that? No. That's... I don't know what the hell that was.
Then, a bizarre sound echoes from the woods, chilling and unlike anything he's ever heard before. What could it be? Trying to make contact with the unseen presence, he starts again with the Ouija board.
Again with the Ouija board. Just leave it alone. Come on, you don't need a Ouija board. Just use the voice thing, the spirit box. Don't use a Ouija board. Nothing good comes from them fucking things.
Alright, I'm opening up this communication chain with you again.
Sickness took me.
Oh my...
It's the same noise again. Like the blah. And this time it was after the spirit box said something. So it said sickness took me. And then the noise went, the little sick sound played. I don't know if this one's a hoax, you know. Almost said hawks. Like, to me, it's a bit odd. I mean, first of all, why are you in a tent with a Ouija board? Like, obviously, yeah, it's ghost hunting, yada, 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 but still, don't fuck with a Ouija board. Any normal person, doesn't have to be a ghost hunter, but any normal person would say don't fuck with a Ouija board. And the fact that it's been the same noise twice, and it's obviously coming from this direction, from this window, especially the way he's looking, it's definitely coming from here. But the fact that the way the camera angle is and he's not picking it up to try and show us what's out there makes me think that there's maybe someone already out there, and they're just making the sound to make the video interesting.
Okay, what is that? What keeps doing that? I'm telling you right now, something is out here.
Zachary.
He ventures outside, his flashlight
What is out here? Zachary! Didn't know we're in Hocus Pocus.
cutting through the darkness. Hope he can uncover whatever made the noise, but the source remains hidden. Angelo retreats to his tent, trying to calm his nerves. With the Ouija board put away, he turns to his phone, attempting to shake off the eerie sensation that has gripped him all night. But when he decides to use the spirit talker, things take a darker turn.
Is there somebody outside this tent right now? It almost sounded like something was moving out there. Am I gonna see something if I open this door? Is it gonna show itself to me? Yeah.
Peering outside,
I mean, the minute the voice box, the spirit box says anything like stay, just stay. Don't go outside. Just stay within the tent. It'll likely be safer in there than it will be out there.
Angelo is hit with another shock.
What the f*** that was that sound again? What the fuck?
Yeah, see, I don't believe that, if I'm honest. Mainly just because I feel like you would pick the camera up, you would try and show the viewers what's around, just so they know that it's real. It wouldn't really be the same noise repeating, usually. And yeah, there's quite a few things that the voice box, the spirit box, I keep saying voice box, the spirit box said that he didn't really make comments on either. So when he asked who was out there or what's out there, it said Zachary. He could have elaborated on that a bit more. Maybe asked it questions, see if it was someone that was dead there. You know, there's a lot of things that he could have done, but because it's such a, I know this is only a TikTok clip, which, just a side note, most of the videos are going to be TikTok videos. These are a compilation that was just sent to me. So yeah, I believe these are TikTok videos. I mean, there might be something else in there. I really don't know. But like I say, these compilations were just sent to me. So I imagine they are going to be TikTok videos like the last one was. But yeah, it just felt like it was just a quick little video just to try and draw in views. Could be wrong. Don't want to, just completely assume that it's fake, because who knows, it could be genuine. But I don't know, just with that one, it didn't really scream genuine to me. Just solely on the basis of, like I say, the noise was the same all the time. There was multiple elements on there that a typical person would try and get more information of. If you're going to stay there, you wouldn't just wait around for the same noise over and over again. And you would move the camera around as well to try and show, plus cameras, depending on which camera you have. Some do really well in low lighting. So that camera quality did look quite good. So it's possible that, he might have been able to see better with the camera as opposed to his own eyes. So yeah, not really sure on that one.
Really close, like within a mile, half a mile. It sounds like a 22, and it sounds like it's coming from that way. It sounds like it's coming from behind.
How are you so nonchalant? I mean, it sounds like they're Americans, so I imagine with it being legal to possess and carry a gun, it's likely that, I mean, it looks like they're in the kind of a wild area, so it's quite likely that, they've heard a lot of gunshots before. You never know. There might be farmers or anything like that. But still, how are you so nonchalant? The fact that he's camping, it looks to be really late on, because it says it's 11:30, so it's quite late. And you're just sitting there like, yeah, could be 22, could be this, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm sorry, it's a fucking gun. You don't just go, oh, it could be this, and just sit there chilling in front of the fire. Like, what the fuck? How are you so nonchalant with that?
It's 11:30. Someone must be going to bed. Shooting guns off before they go to bed or something.
At first, they weren't too concerned. It's not uncommon to hear occasional shooting in remote areas, especially from people scaring off coyotes or just having some target practice. But it's 11:30 at night, and the shots are getting closer. What happens next will make you question why anyone camps in remote locations.
It really sounds like it's coming from that way to me. I'm gonna turn my head. I feel like we should at least once. Yeah. Just one shot, so they can't pinpoint us, but they know we're here. You know what I mean?
Let's turn that off.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
I mean, they've got a point. Shooting a gun off to kind of let them know they were there, but not pinpoint them is a good idea. But I wouldn't just do one, because you could pinpoint someone just by one shot. If it was me, I would have probably done one shot, like somewhere like both of you, kind of split up, but don't go too far, just so you're still in the eyesight, you know, just to be on the safe side, and then do a shot at a tree or something in different locations, or just to try and throw it off a little bit more, so they're like, oh, shot's coming from there, oh, another shot's coming from there, you know. I would have also turned that big fuck off light off. I mean, you've got the fire pit going already. If that doesn't make it obvious, that big fucking light will. So turn that off as well, because you don't want them to pinpoint you. Like, the point of shooting around is to make sure they were aware that you're there, but not pinpoint you. They will pinpoint you with your light. So definitely look to turn that off. Like, come on. But this one's a bit odd. I mean, it could just be like the voiceover said, you know, like, it's quite common for people to use guns to scare coyotes off, you know, if you're in the UK, foxes, stuff like that, you know. So could just be someone scaring an animal off, you know, if there's a farmer nearby, or what do Americans call ranchers, if there's something like that with a bunch of cows. Maybe a coyote's gotten in at night. I don't really know if they attack at night, but if they did, I guess it's kind of reasonable to assume that they would fire at it, especially if there's no one else going to be around, or typically there's no one else around. And even though it's 11:30, if there's no one else around, who the fuck's really going to care, you know? That one's not really too strange. But we'll carry on, because it seems like there's a bit more to this.
They're right fucking there, dude. Hooting and
Kind of sounds like it's getting closer.
hollering and shooting. It's teenagers hooting and hollering. Kill the lights. They might shoot at us. Kill it and get low. For real. Fire. Where?
Can you imagine?
Ooh, that went from 0 to 100 real fast. What the fuck? That was like a few little shots here and there to, there's a fire. Where? And then what sounded like being on maybe quad bikes. That was it, quad bikes. Maybe they're on quad bikes, or maybe a buggy, and then they've definitely got some sort of shotgun or something. But the fact that they're getting closer, they're seemingly heading towards the light. What the fuck? Like, mate, just get out of there. Just go. I wouldn't go back into the tent. I would fucking whack some water on the fire and then stay close together and just see if you can get out or hide somewhere.
You're out there trying to enjoy a peaceful camping trip, and suddenly you're lying flat in the snow because someone might actually shoot at you.
I'm pretty sure he said fire. The one dude said where, and then he said, God dang.
I wouldn't be talking so loud either. It's not a good idea.
Right there. Yeah. Pointing towards our fire. Yeah. They saw our fire.
We got a lot of firepower here.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely take care of ourselves if we needed to.
Fortunately, after a few tense minutes, the voices and vehicle sounds moved away. Arnold and his buddy handled this situation perfectly. They stayed calm, killed their lights to avoid drawing more attention, and waited for the threat to pass.
Okay, so that one ended pretty well then. That one wasn't too bad. fact that maybe they saw the fire and was like, fuck, there's people out here, we're gonna have to go, you know? They did handle it well. I would have put the fire out. Because if they've seen fire and they're looking for people and you haven't put it out, they're gonna find you. But that one was fucking intense. Imagine seeing that shit. Like, imagine just being, especially if you're from the UK and you're watching this, you know, like, as you'll know, don't typically get that many guns around here. Yeah, a few farmers might have a license for them, but typically you don't really see, or at least hear, gunshots a lot. So being like camping and then suddenly hearing that would be quite a shock. In that moment, you'd be terrified, and I couldn't imagine what it would be like in this situation. That one, I believe, that one's creepy as shit. It's like, what the fuck? Their intentions could have been anything.
I know a lot of you are probably thinking this was just some locals having fun, and maybe that's all it was. But here's the thing. When you're shooting randomly in areas where people camp, especially at night, that's pretty extreme even for just being stupid. So what?
Cooling down. Hello? I don't see anything or anybody. That was nothing, guys. That was nothing. Just gonna go to sleep now. Toodaloo!
A sudden knock on the van jolts Chris awake. He dismisses it.
Oh, it was a knock on the van, because I was a bit confused. Like, when the video started, I didn't hear anything. So it was a knock on the van then. I mean, it doesn't really look like a van. Looks like a car. Also, who sleeps with a light on for your camera? Yeah, fair enough, it's for the camera, but who sleeps with a camera like that? With the light on, clear as day, because if you're outside the car, you'll be able to see the light from the camera. And not cover your windows? Come on, I mean, you're just kind of asking for people in the area to fuck with you.
There's nothing, but the camera tells a different story.
Oh. Someone's turned up with the light. Either shone a light or it's a car light.
Someone is right outside, peering into the...
I was trying to see if I could see anyone, but I don't think I can. I don't think you can see anyone. But there's definitely someone trying the door and shine the light in to see who's there.
Someone is right outside, peering into...
I mean, it could be kids. Like, I mean, I know the words on the screen. I know it said that he believes it was kids just trying to wind him up or just, you know, messing around, not really intending to harm him, but still, like, it looks like it could be quite late on. I don't imagine kids doing that. It's an odd one, this one.
The car. The door handles are tried, but thankfully they don't get inside. Who or what was out there?
Definitely someone there.
If it was the police, as Chris thought, why didn't they call out or knock on the window?
Yeah, that's a good point. If it was a police, they would knock on the window. They would ask you kind of what you're doing there. You know, they wouldn't just shine a light and try the door handle. I mean, they maybe thought we might try the door handle in case the dude's passed out and, you know, is non-responsive, but still, you would still try and knock on the door, make yourself known. You would announce that you were the police usually. So it's definitely someone fucking with them. Whether it's real, I don't know, because the snoring didn't really sound too believable to me. And the fact that he's seemingly has his cameras pointing to his window and no covering. Like, if you're gonna camp in the car or van and you've got windows, first thing you do is cover them up. First thing you do, so no one can see inside your car or like where you are, you know? You don't want anyone, because anyone could just be standing watching you. A bear could even come over, like, especially in America, like, depending on where you're sleeping, a bear could quite easily come over and try and break in, see you're asleep and try and scran you. So, yeah, I don't particularly believe this one.
Clearly, these people had sinister intentions.
What the f was that? 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 Hello? What the f?
What?
I mean, that end bit is kind of believable, I guess, because, you know, it's been pitch black at that point. Looks like his light's been turned off or knocked off, and like it showed, yeah, there was a tap or a knock, but it's a bit convenient that there was a tap at the same time that there was no light at all when there's been a light the entire video. And when he's picked up the camera and showed just the front of the vehicle, there's been no one there other than like kind of like a white like object, I would say, like kind of further down the road. Like that could be someone, but it could be a friend's van that they've parked then down at the bottom of the road, and then, you know, he's snuck up and was fucking around with them, you know, like as in just making content. So I don't really believe this one either, if I'm honest. It just feels like clickbait, really.
All the time, as well as
that scream didn't sound like it was someone getting attacked or anything like that. That sounded like a warning scream, like, I am nearby, I will fuck you up. Like that kind of scream. Was that him making that sound? Was he going, ooh, or was it someone outside doing that noise? Nah, this one's creepy as hell. What the hell? What the actual fuck is that? Because if that was someone outside going, oh, whilst running after screaming, that is terrifying. I mean, it doesn't help that they've got a bright, well, not bright, but a red light, you know? Like, I feel that doesn't help with the mood. Nah, I don't think that's an animal, mate. I think that's a person. And what it sounds like they're doing is like say there's gravel, and then they're just with one foot, and they're just kind of hopping, but like dragging, you know, just dragging they've like 1 foot along to make the scraping sound. That's what it sounds like to me. It's, yeah, or they're carrying something that they're using to drag the gravel behind them to create a creepier environment. I mean, it could just be someone in the local area taking the piss. If this is a regular camp spot, you know, obviously we haven't seen when they first arrived to this camp spot, so it could be next to a little lake or anything like that. And if it's quite a common place to go camping, it's quite possible someone in the local area thought, oh, let's go and have a look to see if there's anyone camping, and let's go and fuck with them. You know, because like I said, at the beginning, the scream that we heard didn't sound like someone getting attacked. Didn't sound like, you know, anything like that. It didn't sound like some sort of creature, you know how sometimes you get like skinwalkers and stuff like that in these videos where you hear these cryptids scream and you can kind of tell it's not a person. it sounded more like a person was deliberately screaming to warn them that he was there, but in a way to still scare them, you know, because there's a scream that you can do, not a scream, but obviously there's noises you could do to notify people that you're there. But at the same time, you know, if you're there and you want to fuck with them, you're going to scream in a way that's going to scare them. And then, you know, you get what I mean. You know, it sounded like more like he was just trying to like be threatening and letting them know that he was there. And then the footsteps and the... I still think that noise was whoever's outside. You know, it did sound like it was someone. It did sound like it was that person as opposed to the people inside the tent, because the people inside the tent are obviously going to try and be quiet. But it does just sound like he's like scraping his feet, and it just does sound like someone's just fucking with him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely the guy outside that's making that noise. Like it's got to be, and the fact that he's going, it just sounds like someone's taking the piss. Could be some drunk homeless guy. You know, we in the UK we have a lot of people, like homeless people, unfortunately, but a lot of homeless people who camp in the wild, like in the forests and stuff, because it's safer for them. Less people are going to be there, less likely they're going to get attacked by other homeless people. So they do typically kind of, at least more so now than previous years, you are seeing them now flood to the more secluded areas to keep out of the way and keep this stuff protected. And if, let's say, you've went to this area and you've decided to camp in that area, thinking, oh, this is nice, because there is people that just go wild camping. That is a thing. So if you're wild camping and you're enjoying that, you could have approached upon a homeless person's like spot, I guess, and they're just trying to scare you away. Or it could just be a drunk guy, especially if you're near civilization, and it could just be a drunk guy, saw your tent, thought, fuck it, I'll mess with you.
That was weird.
Or a
What
local.
if the odds something just walks next to us?
I got it.
I would refrain from talking at this point, because this is getting creepier. He's staying around. He clearly knows that they're in there and that they're awake. Because, I mean, you will be able to... If you're in a forest or next to a lake, anything like that, it's going to be quiet enough so that even whispers from a tent, inside a tent, you'll be able to hear. So, I mean, I went camping like 2 weeks ago, and you could hear everything, you know. You could hear someone just going, like, sniffing. Like, you know, so at the end of the day, like, you whispers, especially if the guy's that close to the tent, because it sounds like whoever's outside is like, let's say, like, this microphone is the tent. The person's like there, if you can see that on the camera, like that close, you know. So yeah, I would refrain from speaking at this point. I mean, that's definitely a person. I think we've established that already. It's definitely a person. The fact that they've screamed in a malicious way, I'm going to say, because they plan on screaming just to scare the shit out of them. Continue to run up and then make sounds that are very similar to what I would say a monkey would make. You know, like kind of like that noise. You know, so it's definitely someone taking the piss. Or it's definitely a person, I should say, not really taking the piss. Could be someone really meaning them harm, you know? Especially if you're wild camping, you know, you never know what you come across. And there is quite a lot of people out there, I imagine, that would enjoy going to these kind of places, these known wild camping areas, and seeing if they can fuck with the person, attack them, steal the shit, whatever. And homeless people do that as well, you know? I mean, there's videos that I've seen on YouTube where the exact same thing happens, but it's a homeless guy and they end up getting all the shit robbed. So, you know, it could be a number of things on that one, but that one's definitely that one's definitely the creepiest video of today's compilation. definitely the creepiest one. The rest of them I don't quite believe. This one I'm on the fence, you know. The reactions from inside the tent feel real to me. So yeah, definitely an interesting one. Right guys, that is the end of today's video. So that was another terrifying camping encounters compilation. Try and say that 3 times fast. There was definitely some interesting bits in this one, and the most interesting one for me would have been the final clip. That one I do generally believe that one creeped the shit out of me. Let me know which one stood out to you the most in the comments. Let me know what you think in general of these clips in the comments, whether you believe them, whether you think they're fake, or, you know, just general, just whatever your comments are. Just let me know. If you enjoyed what you saw, then please look to leave a like. And if you like this kind of content, then please look to subscribe. I do post weekly, or at least try to. I post a good 2 to 3 times a week, every week. So yeah, if you would like to keep up to date with what else I'm posting, then please look to subscribe. After all, it's free, so fuck it, why not, huh? Well, yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you hopefully in the next one.